There comes a point in life when the mirror stops reflecting your face and starts reflecting your truth. You look at yourself and realize that you've been existing, not living. You've been surviving in routines, not thriving in purpose. But here's the shocking truth. 6 months of pure focus can completely transform your life. 6 months, not 6 years, not a lifetime. Half a year of ruthless commitment, laser-like focus, and unstoppable discipline can make you unrecognizable to the version of you that's sitting here right now, wondering if it's possible. It is. And it starts with one decision. The decision to stop waiting for the right time and start building the life you deserve. Most people think transformation is about doing more, working harder, sleeping less. But true transformation begins when you burn the bridge that connects you to your old self. When you stop making excuses, stop repeating patterns, and stop accepting mediocrity as normal. The first month of your 6-month journey is not about changing your environment. It's about changing your mindset. You must unlearn the habits that have kept you average and rebuild your identity brick by brick. You can't step into your next chapter carrying the pain of your past one. This is the beginning of your rebirth. Imagine this clearly. 6 months from now, you wake up earlier than you ever thought possible. Your mind feels clear. Your body feels strong. Your goals no longer scare you, they excite you. That version of you is not a fantasy. It's waiting to be created. But every day you delay, that version fades further away. The world isn't holding you back. You are. And the price of comfort is far more painful than the price of growth. If you want to feel alive, you must be willing to start over. Not someday, today. In this 6-month plan, time is your weapon. Each day becomes a mission, not a routine. You rise before the sun because success never waits for those who hit snooze. You move with purpose because every moment wasted is a piece of your future thrown away. You think with intention because weak thoughts breed weak results. And you surround yourself with hunger, not people who pity your struggles, but those who challenge your limits. For 6 months, you must live as if your future self is watching every move you make, and trust me, it is. Discipline will be your closest friend and your harshest teacher. It will demand early mornings, late nights, and the courage to say no to distractions, to laziness, to comfort. But every no you give to weakness becomes a yes to greatness. You won't see results overnight. The world won't applaud you after 1 week. People may even mock your silence and question your motives. But while they sleep, you'll be building. While they scroll, you'll be growing. And when 6 months pass, they'll ask how you did it. And you'll smile because you remember when they laughed. The second month will test you. The excitement will fade, the grind will start to bite, and the voice in your head will whisper, "It's not working." That's where most people quit, right before the breakthrough. You see, transformation doesn't announce itself. It creeps in silently while you're too busy working to notice. Your body adjusts, your mind sharpens, and your habits begin to shift. That's when momentum is born. Not in the loud victories, but in the quiet consistency of doing what you said you would do. You must fall in love with the process, not the results. Because the results will come and go, but the discipline you build will never leave you. Every time you choose progress over procrastination, you're rewriting your story. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, you're building self-respect. 6 months of this kind of focus doesn't just change your bank account, it changes your DNA. You start to carry yourself differently. You start walking like someone who knows their worth. Ask yourself this: what if everything you ever wanted is on the other side of these 6 months? The health, the career, the confidence, the peace, it's all waiting. But it's not coming to the version of you that complains, doubts, and delays. It's coming to the version that acts. You don't need permission to start. You don't need the world to believe in you. You just need 6 months of ruthless consistency, and your future will believe in you for the rest of your life. Every transformation requires isolation. Not loneliness, but solitude. The kind that forces you to face yourself. For 6 months, your focus must be sacred. Turn down the noise. Walk away from gossip, meaningless entertainment, and draining conversations. Your energy is a currency. Don't spend it on things that don't build you. Protect your peace like it's gold, because it is. Your success will be born in silence, not applause. Understand this. The world rewards the ones who dare to do what others avoid. 6 months of doing the uncomfortable will bring you years of comfort. Wake up early even when you don't feel like it. Work out even when you're tired. Study when your mind says stop. Because each small act of discipline is a seed. And when 6 months pass, those seeds will bloom into something extraordinary. A life you once thought was impossible. The biggest lie you've been told is that transformation takes time. No, it takes decision. The moment you decide that your old life no longer fits you, change begins. 6 months is not a long time. It's just long enough to destroy the old you and rebuild a stronger, wiser, unstoppable version in its place. Your old habits must die so your new self can live. That's the price of evolution. And it's worth every moment of discomfort. There will be days when you feel invisible, days when you question why you started. But remember, the universe tests your seriousness. It hides the rewards to see if you'll keep going without validation. Keep pushing. Keep believing. You are not being buried, you are being planted. And 6 months from now, the world will watch you bloom. Stop saying someday. 6 months is not someday. It's a strategy. It's proof that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they stop making excuses. You don't need motivation every morning. You need commitment. You need to wake up and do what needs to be done, even when no one's watching. That's where real power is born, in silence, repetition, and faith. This is your chance to shock yourself, to look back in 6 months and say, I can't believe I did this. Every workout, every late night, every time you chose discipline over distraction, it will all add up. Success is never one giant leap. It's 6 months of small steps done with purpose and belief. Start today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow is just another excuse dressed as a plan. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are one decision away from an entirely different life. 6 months of focus, sacrifice, and consistency can erase years of delay. So ask yourself, if not now, when? If not you, who? The time for wishing is over, the time for working has begun. You've got 6 months to prove to yourself that you were never ordinary, you were always unstoppable. The real battle begins not in your schedule, but in your mind. Every morning you'll wake up with 2 voices, the voice of comfort and the voice of courage. One tells you to stay in bed, the other tells you to rise. One tells you you've done enough, the other whispers that your best is yet to come. And the version of you that wins is the one you feed for the next 6 months. Feed your courage. Starve your doubts. Fuel your hunger. You are not weak. You've just been listening to the wrong voice for too long. It's not your circumstances that are holding you back. It's your excuses. Everyone has a reason to quit, but only a few have the reason to continue. You can complain about your past or you can construct your future, but you cannot do both. The world is full of dreamers who never start, thinkers who never act, and talkers who never deliver. Don't join them. For the next 6 months, become allergic to excuses. Replace I can't with I will. Replace someday with today. Every excuse you eliminate is a door open to a new reality. Your 6-month transformation will require sacrifice. You will lose people. You will lose comfort. You will lose old versions of yourself that no longer serve your destiny. But don't mistake loss for failure. You're not losing. You're shedding. Snakes shed their skin. Eagles shed their feathers. And you must shed your limitations. You can't climb to greatness carrying the weight of who you used to be. The climb is steep, but so is your potential. Pain is the admission fee for entry into the life you've been praying for. You must learn to work in silence. The world loves noise, but noise doesn't build legacies. While others chase claps and likes, you'll be building something that speaks louder than words. Results. Don't post your progress, protect it. Don't announce your moves, execute them. There's a quiet power in walking away from validation. Because when the time comes, your success will make all the noise you ever need. There's a powerful shift that happens when you realize no one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not luck. It's you. It's always been you. And that's not a burden, it's freedom. Because if no one is coming to save you, it means no one can stop you either. 6 months of radical self-accountability will do more for your life than 6 years of waiting for help. You owe it to yourself to become your own hero. Your mornings must become sacred. They are the foundation of your day, the birthplace of momentum. How you start your day determines how you finish your life. Don't touch your phone, touch your goals. Don't check messages, check your mindset. Every sunrise is a second chance to rewrite your story. Don't waste it scrolling through other people's lives when you could be scripting your own. 6 months of powerful mornings can create a lifetime of powerful results. In this journey, consistency will always beat intensity. Don't burn out chasing perfection. Just show up every single day, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Transformation is not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do daily. You don't have to be extreme, just consistent. Because consistency creates habits, and habits create identity. And when your identity changes, your destiny changes with it. You'll start noticing something strange after the first few months. The things that once distracted you will no longer impress you. The conversations that once drained you will no longer interest you. You'll feel detached, focused, and oddly at peace. That's not isolation, it's elevation. You're evolving beyond mediocrity. Your silence will confuse some, your discipline will intimidate others, but your results will inspire many. There's a reason most people never make it. They want the reward without the responsibility. They crave success but fear sacrifice. They want to be seen, not built. But building takes time, patience, and invisible effort. You won't always see progress, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. Seeds grow in the dark before they ever touch the light. Trust your process. Your 6-month grind is preparing a future that your old self couldn't even imagine. You'll learn that fear never really goes away. It just becomes quieter when your faith gets louder. The difference between the successful and the stuck isn't fear. It's the decision to move anyway. You'll feel afraid, uncertain, even exhausted, but that's proof you're on the right path. Growth feels like breaking because it is. You're breaking out of your comfort zone, your excuses, and your old identity. Every breakthrough is born in discomfort. At some point, people will doubt you. They'll question your change, mock your focus, and label your silence as arrogance. But remember this, when you start prioritizing yourself, you threaten the comfort of those who settled. Let them talk. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing growth. Silence their noise with your results. When 6 months pass, the same people who laughed will be the ones asking how you did it. You will fail along the way. You'll miss a day, break a promise, or lose motivation. That's okay. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. Every setback teaches you something your comfort zone never could. Don't run from failure, study it. Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? And then get back up stronger. 6 months of failing forward is still progress. Because progress is not perfection, it's persistence. You'll discover that energy is everything. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. What you eat, what you watch, who you spend time with, all of it shapes your energy. Eliminate negativity ruthlessly. Your energy is your frequency, and your frequency attracts your future. If you want to rise, you can't stay surrounded by anchors. Let go of anything that pulls you down. no matter how familiar it feels. 6 months of discipline will reveal something miraculous. You didn't need motivation, you needed momentum. Motivation fades when it's convenient, but momentum builds when you act despite how you feel. The secret is to start, even when you're not ready. Action creates clarity. Movement creates confidence. Every step forward multiplies your strength. Momentum turns ordinary people into unstoppable forces. And finally, remember, this 6-month plan isn't just about changing your life. It's about reclaiming it. The world has tried to convince you that you're powerless, replaceable, average. But you are none of those things. You are a storm of potential, waiting for direction. These 6 months are your awakening, not to become someone new, but to remember who you've always been. Your power was never lost. It was just waiting for you to believe in it again. There will come a moment in this 6-month journey when everything inside you screams to quit. You'll question why you started. You'll doubt whether it's even worth it. And your mind will whisper, no one would blame you if you stopped, but that's the exact moment you've been preparing for. Because transformation isn't about how strong you are when things are easy. It's about who you become when things fall apart. When your body is tired, but your spirit refuses to surrender. That's where true strength is born, not in comfort, but in resistance. You have to understand something powerful. Pain is temporary, but quitting makes it permanent. Every rep, every rejection, every setback, it's carving the future you asked for. You may not see the progress now, but the universe is keeping score. Every effort is recorded. Every late night is remembered. Every time you chose progress over pleasure. It's all stacking up quietly, waiting for the moment it bursts into results. Don't stop before you see what your persistence was building in silence. You'll realize that motivation fades because it was never meant to last. It's the spark that lights the fire, but discipline is the fuel that keeps it burning. Don't chase motivation, create systems. Create routines that don't care about your feelings. Your feelings will lie, your habits won't. When you wake up tired, your system will carry you. When you feel lost, your habits will guide you. 6 months of doing what needs to be done, not what you feel like doing, will make you unstoppable. At some point, you'll notice that your mind has changed. The voice that once doubted you will begin to defend you. You'll catch yourself saying, I can handle this. That's when you know you've crossed the line between the old you and the new you. You've upgraded your mental software. You're no longer reacting. You're creating. You're no longer chasing validation, you're mastering execution. This mental evolution is the true purpose of your 6-month journey. There's something magical about commitment. The world starts to bend in your favor when you show you're serious. Opportunities appear. People align. Energy shifts. It's not luck, it's alignment. The universe responds to consistency. When you declare, for 6 months, I will give everything I have, the world whispers back, finally. That's when doors open. That's when miracles happen. But they only happen for those who've proven they're ready to receive. The days will blur together. But that's the beauty of focus. You'll stop counting days because you'll be too busy living them. You'll start finding beauty in the grind, the quiet mornings, the productive evenings, the satisfaction of checking off another task. You learn that fulfillment doesn't come from instant rewards, but from consistent progress. The small wins you collect every day are building the giant victory waiting at the end of these 6 months. Your transformation will make people uncomfortable. They'll say you've changed, and you have. You're supposed to. Growth is not betrayal. You don't owe anyone the old version of you. The people meant for your next chapter will celebrate your evolution, not fear it. So when people distance themselves, let them. Don't chase those who prefer your past self. They can stay where they are. You're moving forward. The journey to greatness is never crowded. There's something deeply spiritual about deciding to change your life. It's a silent prayer to the universe saying, I'm ready. And when you commit, life starts to test you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Challenges appear not as barriers but as filters, separating those who are interested from those who are committed. So when things get hard, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Because every struggle contains a lesson designed specifically for your evolution. You must learn the art of self-belief. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. Believing in yourself is not saying you're perfect, it's saying you're capable. The world will constantly doubt you, but that's okay, they're supposed to. Their disbelief is your invitation to prove them wrong. Every time someone underestimates you, let it fuel your focus. You're not here to convince anyone, you're here to conquer quietly. Let your success be your language. These 6 months will strip away your weaknesses and reveal your essence. You'll realize that you don't need to become anyone else. You just need to become the purest version of yourself. Confidence is not pretending to be strong, it's realizing you already are. Every time you push through fear, you reclaim a piece of your power. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the person you became was worth every struggle you endured. You'll start to notice that your thoughts have power. Every thought you think plants a seed in your future. Negative thoughts create weeds that choke your potential. Positive thoughts water your dreams. Guard your mind like a garden. For 6 months, speak life into your goals. Say, I am capable, even when you doubt it. Say, I am disciplined, even when you're tired. Words shape worlds. And the world you live in 6 months from now will be built by the words you speak today. There's a moment when your work begins to pay off. Not in fame, not in followers, but in peace. You'll wake up one morning and realize you're not who you used to be. The stress feels lighter, your focus sharper, your confidence unshakable. That's the silent victory of transformation. No one sees it happen, but everyone feels its impact. You'll have become the kind of person who doesn't need external motivation because your purpose burns from within. Remember, you're not racing anyone. Your timeline is unique. Comparison will kill your confidence faster than failure ever could. You don't need to keep up, you need to keep going. Your journey isn't supposed to look like anyone else's. Some people get results in 3 months, others in 9, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you finish what you started. The finish line is not for the fastest, it's for the most faithful. As you approach the final stretch of your 6 months, you'll realize that success was never the destination. It was the transformation that happened inside you. You've built habits, resilience, and belief. You've learned to control your emotions, master your focus, and rise above excuses. You've become the person your younger self dreamed of becoming. That's the real victory, the internal shift that no one can take away from you. And when the 6 months end, you'll understand the greatest truth of all. This was never about the plan. It was about proving to yourself that you could do it. You'll stand taller, speak clearer, and think bolder. You'll realize you don't need a new year, a new Monday, or a new opportunity to change. You just need 6 months of unshakable belief. You've done what most people only talk about. You've transformed. And now, the world will never see you the same way again. Now that you've reached this point, something inside you has changed forever. You're no longer the same person who started this journey. You've fought battles no one saw, kept promises no one celebrated, and built habits that no one believed you could sustain. That's the beauty of transformation. It happens quietly, in private moments of discipline and doubt, long before the world takes notice. You've proven to yourself that you are capable of doing hard things, and that realization alone will echo in every corner of your future. When you started, you were chasing results, but now you crave growth. You've learned to love the challenge, to respect the process, and to find strength in struggle. That's the mindset of champions. Ordinary people seek comfort. Extraordinary people seek evolution. The last 6 months weren't just about building a better life. They were about building a stronger character. Because when your character changes, everything around you begins to shift. Success becomes inevitable when your standards rise. You'll notice that opportunities begin to flow toward you like never before. That's not coincidence. It's alignment. The energy you've been putting out has changed, and now it's attracting its match. You're vibrating on a higher frequency. The people, the ideas, and the chances that were once invisible to you now reveal themselves. That's the real law of attraction. Not wishing, but working until your vibration becomes undeniable. You've become a magnet for progress. Every time you look back, remember this: the old you would have quit, the old you would have doubted, delayed, and made excuses. But you didn't. You faced your fears and rewrote your narrative. That is victory. Not the money, not the applause, but the rebirth of your mindset. You've learned that you are the author of your story, and no chapter is final unless you stop writing. You turned your pain into power, your hesitation into hunger, your fear into faith. That's transformation in its purest form. People will start to notice your glow, your discipline, your peace. They'll ask what changed. They'll expect you to say something magical, but the truth will be simple. I stopped waiting. Because that's what holds most people back. Not lack of talent, but waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity. You've learned that the perfect moment never arrives. You create it by moving forward despite the imperfections. You didn't wait for motivation, you became it. In this new version of yourself, you'll begin to feel unstoppable, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. You'll face challenges with calm instead of chaos, clarity instead of confusion. You'll realize that true power isn't loud. It's quiet, grounded, and unshakable. The storms that once broke you now build you. You don't just survive anymore, you command your direction. You've become the captain of your destiny. 6 months ago, you were doubting whether you could change. Now, you're living proof that transformation is real. You'll want to tell the world that it's possible, that anyone can rewrite their life story. But remember, your results will speak louder than your words ever could. The best inspiration you can give is your example. Because when people see your glow, your discipline, your peace, they won't just be impressed, they'll be awakened. The world will try to pull you back. Distractions will come disguised as opportunities. People will test your boundaries, old habits will whisper your name, and comfort will tempt you with its softness. But you've seen what 6 months of discipline can do. You'll never go back. Once you've tasted the strength that comes from self-control, comfort will feel like poison. You'll crave challenge, because challenge is the proof that you're alive and growing. The most powerful thing you've built in these 6 months is not success, it's identity. You no longer see yourself as someone trying to change, you see yourself as someone who does change. That's the shift. That's the secret. Once your identity evolves, your habits follow effortlessly. You become the kind of person who keeps promises, who values growth, who refuses to settle. And once you become that person, no setback can erase it. Remember, transformation is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong practice. 6 months was the ignition, not the destination. The habits, mindset, and momentum you've built are just the foundation of what's next. You've proven that you can design your life with intention. Now it's time to expand it, refine it, and elevate it even higher. Because there is no finish line in greatness, only new levels to reach. You must never forget where you started, not to feel shame, but to feel gratitude. Because the old you, the tired, uncertain, scared version of you, had the courage to begin. Without that moment of bravery, none of this would exist. Every win you have from now on traces back to that single decision, to begin. So honor that person. Thank that version of yourself for believing that change was possible. That's where your power was born. As you move forward, teach others what you've learned. Not through lectures, but through example. Let your discipline be contagious. Let your energy inspire. The world doesn't need more talkers, it needs more doers. You've proven what's possible when you silence the noise and commit fully to your potential. Now, go and light the way for others who are still lost in their doubt. Become the reason someone else believes they can too. 6 months of focus can rebuild an entire lifetime of failure. 6 months of self-belief can rewrite decades of doubt. 6 months of discipline can create a version of you that your old self could only dream of. Don't ever underestimate what consistent effort can do. You didn't just transform your life, you changed your destiny. And once destiny shifts, everything else follows. So stand tall, look in the mirror and meet your new reflection, the one forged in silence, sweat and sacrifice. You did what most people only wish they could do. You didn't wait for permission. You created your own path. The 6-month plan wasn't a program. It was a revolution. And you are its masterpiece. From this day on, remember this truth. You are not the product of your past, you are the architect of your future. And that future begins now. And as you step into your new life, carry this final promise with you: never stop evolving. Because the moment you stop growing, you start fading. Keep building, keep rising, keep transforming. The power that created your 6-month success story is still inside you, stronger, wiser, and hungrier than ever. So go out there and create the next chapter, because your story has only just begun.